Well, the mess is gone that I complained about before. His friend came and got that for junk, so that's out of the way, and I'm so glad. Now if we can get the rest of it all cleaned up. Jerry's tomato plants are gone. He mowed them down. Yay! That was a mess from day one. There's these sticks. Oh, it's still a mess. Look at that. He didn't. Well, I'll have to clean that up, I'm sure. But I had a little compost pile going up there, and I couldn't get to it for his tomatoes. Look at this. Gosh, there were so many tomatoes wasted. I mean, with the air conditioner going over there. This is bad. Look, laying there. I was down here last night and looking at some of them, and I've not even bothered his part of the garden. And all these big tomatoes, they had big splits like in them where they cracked open, and I threw them on the ground. I won't eat them if they're like that. But yeah, I need to mow down here. I couldn't get the mower down here or nothing. I mean, I probably could have come that way, but I don't know. It's just been a mess. These green beans, they're flat. Look how flat. I don't know, I'm waiting a day or two to see if they might. Gosh, that's just a little flat, like peas. That one's starting to firm up a little bit. I hope they do, because they're hanging like I've got them all over, but they're just flat. I'm waiting for them to kind of firm up and the bean get a little bit bigger. That one looks like wow, it still feels flat. Here in a day or two, if they've not, done any better, I'm going to go ahead and pick them. I'll cook them like that. These tomatoes are not much better, although I did weed some of it, but I think if I do any tomatoes next year, if I do, I'm going to switch out and put the beans down here and the tomatoes up there, a little bit closer to the water. Well, I finally got some water, a water hookup over there, I don't know, about a month or so ago, but the tomatoes had already, and this was in the way too. I couldn't, but yeah, I got me a little water hookup. It's a mess too. There's too much to do, and Jerry's not able, and some days I'm not, and it's hard for me to do it all, but a little bit at a time, I guess. Whatever. But I had a situation out here. I had got to start. Oh yeah, look here at my tomatoes. Here's a good little batch. And I've got several of their, I'm going to can today. I fixed me 4 little pints of tomatoes the other day. That's better than letting them all waste. Little lily. I'm going to transplant these and put them all together. These lilies and Asiatic lilies, they've all spent out. Oh, I'm getting a dahlia. Some buds on that. But what I was saying, this little plant that I started from Patty, my sister's tree, and she said it was a snowball tree. But anyway, all along I kept saying I thought it was a hydrangea. And so I got me a little piece of it. Started it in a water bottle of water. It took it a while, probably a couple months. and it, you know, had roots on it. So, yay, I thought I'll plant that. But I put it in a pot and kept it for a couple years. Then after it took root, I put it in that little starter pot and kept it in that for a couple years. I guess it's been 2 years now. And I got it out and planted it. And I planted it right here. And it came up. And this other branch came up. And I thought it was all the same thing until it got a little bigger. And I noticed. I noticed the leaves were different. I had two different things going on. So it was in the same hole. And I thought, oh my goodness. That's going to be, look how tall that little tree is. And I was like, well, compared to me, it's probably 6 feet tall. And so a couple nights ago, I got in there and started digging. And I had to dig the whole thing out with both of them attached. And had to break them apart because the roots had intertwined with each other, both plants. And all along, though, I thought it was that hydrangea tree. I thought it was that big. But anyway, I got it all out and got it apart, and I put the tree, that's a oak, I think. I don't know if I want to keep it there. I might end up moving it, but look at my tomato. Tomato heaven around here. Anyway, I planted the little hydrangea right here, and yesterday, this was night before last, yesterday, it looked terrible, and I thought, oh no, I've killed it. But I watered it again last night real good. It's been so hot. Yesterday, I think, was our hottest day. I hope it survives. But this little branch looks a little rough down around the edges. Looks like some of the leaves might die. But overall, I think it looks really good. I think it's going to make it. Yay. But, yeah, that's my little hydrangea that I got from my sister's plant. And she'd had that tree for years. And last time we talked about it, she said something about she was thinking about cutting it down. And I'm so glad I got a piece of that because it has the prettiest blooms, big white blooms on it. And maybe if it's like other hydrangeas, depending on the soil, maybe it'll change color. It might be something different here. I don't know, or a different color. But this one here I got on clearance. Paid $10 for that. It is so pretty. Now, it looked terrible when I got it. But it's pink. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but yeah, it started out a little cream color. You can see some of it there. And then it turned pink. And I have another one over here. I bought them at the same time. I'll go around here and show you. See if I can step over here. This one. And it's got some buds coming out, but it's not, it didn't bloom yet. And the other one has all those blooms on it over there. But this little garden has turned out pretty cute. I like it. I like all in this mandevilla. Look how pretty. It's got blooms all over it. I made this little trellis for it. It's climbing up that. My lantana is beautiful. All of it. This little ground cover, I like that. My little the roses, what are they called? Moss roses. All of it looks pretty good. Look at my hibiscus. It's looking good. That's a little update on the tomatoes and this and that.